Home was about to start a stream up. Oh, got lost just visiting others. Cool. They came across you coding, which is sick. Tried studying code, but I get dried out fast. Well, let's see. Hmm. Okay, so for example, um, how should I say this? Because the main idea would be something like, you say you get dried out fast. From my experience is something like, if you are overdoing it, then you get dried out fast. So what I would say is, when you start learning stuff, learn it step by step, like not all at once. So yeah. But I would say different codes or different programming languages is is designed to act differently. Like, okay, I can actually pull out real quick. Let's see. Whoop. Let me pull out Paint real quick. There we go. Paint. There we go. So that works. So come over here. Whoop, 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 and then we'll just go whoop. So basically, programming languages. Like, okay. By the way, I need... How do I even... Whatever works. So, programming languages. There are different types. Like, first, it's general. Like, basically, it's meant to do anything you can think of. So in this case, classic example would be C or C++. Like, can I quickly switch to green? For examples, it can be C or C++. Or in this case, C#, but I'm going to hold that back because another thing is object-oriented. So object-oriented treats everything like an object. In this case, it should be C#. C# is one of the examples, and turns out C++ is somewhere in between over here. And of course, there are something else. Like, for example, there is this like something called a assembly, which is basically talking to hardware. So you have to think iteratively. So if you have ever heard of recursion, in assembly you do not have that. You have to mimic recursion. And then finally, another thing is functional programming, which basically uses lambda calculus. But yeah, it's basically everything you see, it's all functions. There's nothing such as values. There's nothing. Everything you get to use are all functions. All functions, no variables. There are only inputs and outputs, no variables, no boxes. So yeah, all of these act differently, and they are used for different reasons. Like, for example, You use C in order to do hardware thingy, or I should say something like you use C in order to do something low level enough, but still high level enough for human readability. And then low level enough in order to manipulate memory and all that stuff. C++ over here, well, you can use that for like applications or consoles just like the one that I'm using, like, or just like the one I'm making now, like this one over here, it's all C++. C# can handle a lot of objects in the same environment, and this is why Unity uses C#. But of course, other stuff uses C# as well. .NET is one of the frameworks we have. However, still, I've been looking into like .NET these days, and then, oh boy, let me tell you, it's like you're rolling a dice, and then you don't know whether will it get to work or not. And if it does not work, it's not because you're coding, it's because of your hardware or environment, and then there are no tutorials or fixes out there. Even if they do, most of the time they'll end up with no solutions. Now, assembly over here, you're doing something like completely low-level stuff. You're just literally telling what's happening between the registers and all that stuff. However, the reason why you might use assembly is because it's fast. And then if efficiency is what you want, then yeah, go ahead with assembly. Or you're dealing with a specific hardware, right? You're dealing with a specific hardware such that these hardware has their own little parts, right? And then in this case, someone will have to figure it out a sort of language in order for the others to use this language in order to control these hardwares over here. So we have that. So you use assembly in order to do something like, you want like fast efficiency? Yeah, okay. You want to do something with a specific hardware? Okay, yeah, good enough. Like for example, something like GPU stuff. Okay, yeah, you want to like literally just tell the GPU how to render stuff on your screen or whatsoever in a very low level way. Fine, use assembly. Functional over here, I have to admit, so far for now, I do not see like any real life examples using functional programming. However, I can see where this becomes useful to some sense. So yeah, and from what I heard is functional programming, it's available in C#, it's available in Python, and it's available in JavaScript. So yeah, we have that. And soon afterwards, hopefully enough, available in Lua as well, which is the thing that we're working on. Or instead of Lua, it should be Lambda OWA. So yeah, whatever. Pretty stupid. So yeah, there are different reasons for you to use different programming languages. So yeah.